Today, I have an interesting interview experience update to share with you guys. And this is coming all the way from Liberia. Liberia, you know, the country that has the flag that looks like the flag of America. Liberian flag looks like America, just that it has one star. Okay? But hey, if you're somebody who is going for an interview in Liberia for the Greek lottery, or you are a Liberian, you haven't won yet, please pay attention. Gather now. Take pen and paper. Because math problem has entered this interview. Math problem, mathematics, they enter this interview. So, yeah, gather, my people, prepare. But let me tell you, wherever these consul officers, wherever they take this matter, wherever they take this interview, if they take it up, we go meet them up. If they take it down, we go meet them down. So my people, I want you to pay attention to what I'm going to share with you now, so that you don't go and fail your interview. Don't let 2 times 2 cause your downfall. Hey! But you're wondering, like, sister, what is this sister talking about? I have interview experience I want to share with you guys. So one of our Liberian brothers went for interview, and his interview was on February 27th, okay? And this is what transpired. I'm going to read through the interview experience, and then I will give my opinion, and then give a little bit of advice. My opinion and a little bit of advice. So yeah, hear me now. So my interview experience from Liberia, my case number is 13,000 range. I'm a single applicant, DV 2023 winner. I submitted my DS-260 on May 14th, 2022. So that means that the moment they found out that they have won, within the month of May, they submitted their DS-260. I received my interview appointment on December 21st, 2022. So my interview was for February 27, 2023, but the interview appointment came 21st December 2022. So that means the person had roughly 2 months, almost 2 months for their interview. Medical exams was done on February 8th. So that means 3 weeks to their interview, they did their medicals, all right? The medical fees cost $250 in Liberia. $250 in Liberia. So if you're planning on going for interview in Liberia, save your $250 for the medicals. My appointment time was 8:30 a.m. but later changed by the embassy to 1:30 p.m. So if they give you an interview appointment, continue monitoring your email. Continue monitoring your email, because if they change your interview appointment time, they are going to communicate with you through email. So if you don't check your email, then things could happen. All right. I arrived there by 12 p.m. And the security came and asked for DV applicants, and we followed him. After we passed through the security, then I was asked to make payment for my visa fee, which was $330. So after paying my visa fee, I went to sit down, and I sat down for 15 to 20 minutes. And then a black Liberian lady asked me to bring my documents. So the documents that I submitted were high school diploma, transcript and letter of recommendation, police clearance, WAEC certificates and WAEC results checker, medical results, affidavit of support, and birth certificate. Let me note one thing here. Let me note 2 things here. This person submitted high school transcript and letter of recommendation. Those things are not necessary. You only need a transcript if you are still in school. If you are still in school, let's say you are still in university, you haven't graduated, so you don't have your degree to take to the interview. Maybe you are in training college, you don't have nursing school, you don't have your diploma yet. So what you can do to show that, you know, this school, I told you that I'm in nursing school, I told you that I'm in teacher training college, I told you I was doing diploma course. This is a transcript that shows that I am in school, okay? But for high school, you don't need to bring high school transcript and high school recommendation letter. So this person took it anyway. It is not needed. And then the person didn't mention that they took the passport photo. So I want you to know that you have to take a passport photo to the interview. I think they probably forgot. They took their passport photo, and of course they brought their passport. So the fact that they didn't mention these things, to me, it means that they assume that you already know you must bring your passport photo. Okay? The black lady went through them and asked me few questions for few minutes, and then few minutes later I was called to window number 2 to by my name to begin my interview. All right, so now these are the interview questions, and we're going to go through. Consular officer asked, can you tell me your birthday or date of birth? And then this brother answered, when did you graduate? I am thinking high school, because this person only took high school certificate. So they were asking a question about high school, so the person gave the date. When did you sit for your WAEC? And then the person gave the year that they sat for their WAEC exams. Can you read the oath before you? Can you read the oath before you? And then the person read it. And then the consular officer said, can you explain to me what the oath says? What the oath says. So the person read the oath, and then the consular asked them to tell them what it says. Okay, explain to me what you read. All right. Now, I will make a comment about that, but I want to go to the questions before I, come back to that point. And then they ask, the consular officer says, I'm going to ask you some questions. It will be yes or no questions. Just tell me yes if the answer is yes, and no if the answer is no. Okay? Reply yes or no to the answer. And then he said, okay. The consular officer, the first question was, have you been married before? And then this brother, obviously, he's not married. So he said, no. He said, are you married? And then the brother said, no. Do you have a child? The brother said, he responded, okay? And then the consular officer said, please solve these 3 math questions for me. So the consular officer had written some math questions on a paper, and then they passed it on to the brother to solve the questions. Of course, pen was available for them to solve the question and then, tell them. So either they were given a pen or they had to look at it and tell them the answer, okay? But they solved the question. He said, where are you going in the States? Where are you going in the States? Our brother answered, said, and what are you going to do there? What are you going to do there? So now our brother answered and said, he then wrote on the chip and gave it to me and asked me to collect my passport back next week. And that was it. Thank all of you for the experiences and the guidance, guys, especially Madam Wofoy for her lectures. And congratulations to our brother. Now, let me give you some, my opinion and some comments about this interview experience. So, there are several interesting things that happened at this interview, and I'm going to go through them one by one. The first thing was that for most people, when they go for an interview, before the consular officer starts the actual interview, ask them questions, they ask them to take the oath. This brother they didn't let him take the oath. They rather have him read the oath. This is the first time I am hearing somebody being told to read the oath instead of the consular officer reading it and telling you, do you swear to say the truth, nothing but the truth, everything that you have provided here, that's nothing but the truth, and then you say, yes, I'll tell the truth, or yes, I will. This brother was actually asked to read the oath instead of him the consul officer reading it for him to just say, yes, I do, or yes, I will. So that was an interesting thing here. The next part was that I found interesting was that they gave our brother math problem, 3 math problems to solve, 3 math questions basically. And I asked our brother, so what type of math problems were you asked? He said, oh, it was just simple addition and subtraction, multiplication, those simple math, basic math questions. I was like, oh, okay. So our brother didn't really give us exactly what they gave him. I'm sure once he was there, he's forgotten what they gave him. But he knows that it was simple math, basic math problems, addition and subtraction, division, multiplication, those kind of stuff. But this is the second time that I'm hearing somebody from Liberia being given this type of questions. Okay, we had one of our brothers for DV 2022 who was also given a math problem to solve. For him, unfortunately, he didn't get his visa, but this our brother was successful. He said, oh, it was simple, it was basic, so that means he was able to answer it. So that lets me understand that sometimes, based on how the consular perceives you, or it's possible that it is this consular officer, that's his style of interviewing. Because there are other Liberians who have gone for interview and they were not asked to solve any math problem. But we know so far 2 people who have gone and they gave them math problems to solve. So if it is just the consul officer thinking that it doesn't look like this person, I want to be very sure that this person is a high school graduate or they passed their exams, then we don't know the grades of our brother, so that we say that, okay, maybe your grades, they wanted to test to see if you were good or something like that. Or, like I said, it is possible that it might be this consul officer's style of interviewing. Maybe the same consul officer was the one who interviewed our brother in 2022. But some people haven't gone through similar things, right? Some people have gone and they didn't have to solve a math problem. But if you're a Liberian, we don't know which consul officer you might meet that day. Just prepare yourself. Brush up on your basic math. Remember board mass. When we're in Ghana, they call something board mass. In America, they call it PEMDAS. Okay? Make sure that you know the, solving basic math, equations. 4 times 4, 2 times 2, 4 plus 1 times 2. You need to know how the order of operation, whether you should, using board mass or PEMDAS. Please do a quick review, but I'll make a whole video and talk about some of these things, include that in the interview preparation, so that those of you who are going for interview that you may encounter this, this is something that you can work on before your actual interview. So guys, this was the wahala that came. You see, I've gone through a series of emotions through this interview experience. See, I was hyper, and then I'm just like bringing it down. My people, when I saw this interview experience, I was like, hey, it's like I don't know how to feel, because it's like series of emotions. How you go ask me to read the oath of, take this oath before I, like everybody takes some. Me, you want me to read, and then you give me math problems on top of that. So, my people, prepare, and I hope that this saves somebody a headache. Go and review your stuff. And you know what? When I talk about the interview experience and I made a post on Facebook, please see, hey, some of you, hey, please review basic math. Don't think that it may not happen to you, because you never know. It might be this consular officer's style of interviewing, and you don't want to go and meet that person. You're like, hey, I should have looked over my multiplication table. I should have made sure I remembered 3 times 7. My people, It's basic math, but just do quick review, okay? So that when you go, you'll be able to go through. Like I said, wherever they take this matter, if they bring multiplication, we go solve them. If they bring subtraction, we go solve them. If they bring division, we go solve them. But you can't say I go solve them if you don't know what you're solving. All right? So prepare and make sure that you're able to do that. But this is important for people who are using education to qualify. Obviously, if somebody is not using high school to qualify, then it wouldn't make sense. Let's say you didn't go to high school. If the person didn't go to high school, then it wouldn't make sense for a consular officer to ask them math problems, right? But if you have attended senior high school, even if you're using your job to qualify, this consular officer, we don't know, they might give you the problem. So just review. All right? So guys, check out what your brothers and sisters are doing, when I ask this question on Facebook. Hey, but I hope that you guys you enjoy this live video. Please subscribe, share the video with your friends and family so that they today can learn and be prepared for their interviews too. All right? But follow me on Facebook, Wofoytv. If you want to be part of my Green Card Lottery group, just send an email to wofoytv@gmail.com with proof. Please don't ask me for the link. Just send me proof. Your first letter that was telling you that you have been selected, you have been randomly selected for further processing. That letter, you need to send that one and let me see that it is for you before I can let you join my Telegram group. Without that, I am not allowing you to join my group. So those of you who have been asking, sister, share the link. I no go do that. I'm not doing that. I'm not. All right? So if you want to join, go to just follow the instructions. My people, we need to learn to follow instructions too. All right? But I love you guys. I'll see you on my next video. Bye-bye.